Alright guys, we're back at the range today. I'm going to try a part 2 of the LCP Max shoot slow test. I have a different LCP Max today. This is the 75th anniversary edition. I also have a different LCP II, and I have some different types of ammo as well. We'll try that out, and also today I'm going to shoot from the table. First, I'll start with the LCP II. I'm going to shoot at the lower left. And this is with CCI Blazer brass. Same as the first video. Looks not too bad from here. LCP Max, Blazer brass, shooting at the upper left. Low and left. Will say something I like better about this 75th anniversary edition. The slide seems to lock back a lot more reliably than the older LCP Max. Next I'm going to try this Remington UMC 95 grain. Blazer brass is also 95 grain. I'm going to shoot these at the upper right. That's worse than the Blazer brass. I'm going to give that one a few more shots in case it's just me. Little better. Just trying to take my time. For the last five shot group, I'm going to use some hand loads made by a friend of mine who's really good at it. These are 100 grain full metal jacket. Shooting at the lower right. Alright. Alright, here we have the LCP II, first one that I shot. LCP Max with Blazer brass. It's a fair bit lower than the LCP II. And this is with the Remington. My first group, I think this shot was in my first group, but the rest of them were down here, so that was probably my fault, but still, the second group is still low, like the CCI. My friend's hand loads, my better shots were here, so it's better. And then these, that might be my fault. I know at least one of those was a bad shot.
To recap, here are my targets. You'll notice I've marked the approximate center of each group, and I shot some additional rounds of the hand load off camera. All are a bit left, which could be me, but elevation-wise you'll see the LCP II shoots dead on, while the LCP Max always shoots low. However, this LCP Max shoots much better than my original one, which I shot in part 1. Alright guys, so I bought these TRUGLO sights which fit on the Bodyguard and the LCP Max. They're nice for a couple of reasons. They are Tritium, both front and rear, and they're brighter than the LCP Max factory front sight. Fully intended on putting these on the LCP Max to see how it changed the point of impact, but when I just hold it up to the LCP Max sights, the factory sights, they look like they're the exact same height. So I can't really see it making much difference, although reviewers online did say that the rear sight was a little higher, which would bring your point of impact up. So I don't know if it's just this one that I've got, you know, this LCP Max. This is a newer one, so maybe Ruger's improved it a little bit. I know this one does shoot a little bit better for me. And then in recent days, while I was working on this video, the Bodyguard 2.0 came out, which looks like a really good gun. I haven't seen one in person yet, certainly haven't bought one. I'll probably get one eventually. So what I'm thinking I'll do now is, since this LCP Max shoots reasonably well, I'll probably just leave it as is and keep these sights for the Bodyguard 2.0, because that rear sight on the Bodyguard 2.0, it's just very wide, you know, the notch. These little guns are hard enough to shoot as is, so I'm thinking I'll change that rear sight out, get a little bit narrower notch, and also I get that Tritium on the rear sight, so one day, you know. Now, what about the LCP Max? Is this still relevant with today's market and the Bodyguard 2.0 and other things? Well, yes, I think it is. Really, the number one reason is going to be price. You should be able to find the LCP Max for $100 cheaper than the Bodyguard, maybe even more than that, and even more than that if you go back to the original LCP that just has, what is it, 6-7 rounds in the magazine. So this one, if you do want to get an LCP Max, I would suggest you definitely get this 75th anniversary edition with the stainless slide. A couple of reasons for that is, so Ruger's bluing kind of sucks, and this one being stainless should resist rust a little better, I think, and it just seems made a little better to me in general. The serrations are much better than the original LCP Max, much easier to get a grip. The slide is just very smooth. It locks back reliably. My original one really never locked back. And the trigger seems to be a little bit better too. It's this one's pulling at about 5 pounds. Reasonably crisp. And perhaps most importantly of all, this one shoots better. Better point of impact, so. And these are pretty cheap too. You should be able to find them under $300. So if you still want an LCP Max or a Micro 380, maybe pick up the Ruger LCP Max 75th Anniversary Edition. Also, one more thing is, does this have any advantages over the Bodyguard 2.0? Yes, but they're small. So the LCP Max is a little bit smaller, a little bit lighter than the Bodyguard 2.0. And be careful about the specs. The weight measurement for the Bodyguard 2.0 does not include an empty magazine. The Ruger's weight measurement does. So the LCP Max is about a ½ ounce lighter than the Bodyguard. And I see this class of pistol, the Micro 380, as a deep concealment pistol. And in those cases, every small difference makes a difference. So, you know, if you're going to conceal this in the smallest pocket or whatever, in a situation where you absolutely can't be printing, you know, you need to be as small and light as possible. It will make a difference for you. Of course, the market's always changing. You know, the Bodyguard 2.0 looks great. I will probably try one day, and I don't know if I'll make a video on it because there's already a ton of videos out, so let me know if that's something you want to see. And until then, that's all I've got. Thanks for watching.